Welcome to the Knit2gether Podcast. My name is Julie, and I have a couple of things I want to share today. It's been a little bit since I recorded a video, and even longer since I uploaded a video, but I am going to remedy that. There are a couple of videos that are in my backlog that I just need to edit and then put up. The sun is setting right now. I think it's pretty late. It's already 7:17, but while I had this top on, I wanted to just quickly record a video to give some updates. So this top that I'm wearing is a brand new finished object. Today is the first day I wore it. It's called the Theatop. It's by a German designer on Ravelry. It's in hot right now a lot recently. I made mine out of Sara and Lena in the light beige colorway. I used 4 skeins to make it, and I had just this much left over. I think it's less than 10 grams. So I think this is a success. I was a little bit worried the whole time that I was gonna run out of yarn. So I made a couple of modifications. One is that these armholes only have single crochet around the armholes rather than rib. Since I have this much yarn, I might actually go around with another round of single crochet. If I don't like it, crochet is really easy to tear out. The pattern does recommend crocheting around the neck holes and the armholes to stabilize them. Otherwise, they're pretty droopy. And before I had crocheted around, they were quite droopy. So there was, this armhole went pretty far down and you could sort of see the side of my bra. I think doing the crochet around and then the rib up here definitely helps stabilize it as the pattern designer suggested. My top goes down to about my belly button when I'm standing up, which I think is the perfect length for a summer tee or a summer tank. So I'm really happy with this. I would probably make another one. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the next summer tank that I make. There's some other designs that I want to try out, including one called the Sara top. It has buttons. I think it might be knit flat in some kind of all over texture stitch, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's knit flat. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I think the idea is that you knit from one end of the button band all the way around the body to the other end, and then turn your work and work the other way around. I think I might try that next. I have some sport weight cotton, I think it's a cotton wool blend, maybe 55% cotton, 45% wool that I would want to do, that I want to use to make that Sara tank. So we'll see. This is a finished object, and then I have a couple works in progress that I've been working on as well. They're actually basically the same thing, just in different states of completion. There's no pattern really for these. I've just sort of been taking inspiration from other people who have YouTube knitting vlogs, and sort of taking their oral instructions and going with it. I've made, using some really old self-striping yarn, this used to be one long sock tube. So I cast on here, knit a couple rows of ribbing, knit a long tube, double this length. So approximately it looked like this. And then knit rib on the other end, cast off. And then I went around and picked up a row of stitches all the way around on double pointed needles, cut, undid the thread, undid the yarn, and then I had these 2 tubes. On one of them, I've already knit a toe, so this is just a wedge toe. I did mess up a little bit. I would prefer the decreases to be really even, so you knit across, and then you should knit 2 together to make a right leaning decrease, and then knit 2 on the other side, knit a So right leaning decrease. This one's the left leaning decrease, so this should be a SSK, or I actually do an SK sort of. I only twist the first stitch to make a left leaning decrease. But for my first couple of decrease rows, messed it up. I didn't really get it straight in my head, so it's a little bit sloppy, but I don't think anyone will notice except for me. I do one decrease round and then one plain round, one decrease round and then one plain round, and then when I ended up with about 24 total stitches, I think 24 to 30, I did the Kitchener stitch. So the Kitchener stitch looks pretty good. On this toe, I need to figure out how I'm going to place the heel, and then I can finish the toe and heel on the second sock as well. This is a really old sock yarn of mine. It's actually probably the oldest yarn that I own. I have made, using this yarn, and previously I've made one full pair of socks. It was top down, heel turn and gusset. Those were basically the first project I ever made. And I also made one singular sock. And then this is my pair. I still have some more because I think I purchased like probably 8 ounces of it, and I haven't weighed these yet, but it goes pretty far. I don't have huge feet. These socks are they're gonna end up a little bit like low bottom calf, probably right before the calf gets very large. It is yarn that I got from Hirschner's. It was, when I bought it, it was already like clearance yarn, so I doubt that they have it still. I also don't know anything about the fiber quality or the fiber content. I remember it being partly wool. I think it doesn't feel like superwash. I think it's a wool nylon blend. The toe is made from this pink yarn. It doesn't match perfectly, but it's what I had, so I'm gonna go with it. This is dyed. I dyed it last week, actually. 2 weeks ago. It's Cloudborne Merino Superwash Sock Twist. It was originally the white color, the ecru color, dyed with a little bit of cherry Kool-Aid. And it's got this pink, like a nice pink soft heather. So I'll do that for the heel, I'll do it for this, and then I'll have a pair of socks. My next work in progress is very similar. It's actually the same sock yarn, but in cool tones, blues and greens and teals. It's gonna be very similar to the pair I just showed you. However, I did a picot wedge. I've never done a picot wedge before. You can sort of see here that there is the little decoration on the top. Yeah, I think these are gonna be shorter socks, just so when I wear pants or whatever, you can see the picot. And yeah, for these socks, for this pair and the previous pair, I've been winding the yarn into little balls. That way it's more convenient to travel around. So those purple socks I take in like to Boston. These I take on the train. It just makes it easier to carry around. And yeah, I am able to keep the pattern, the sequence, by having this system where the insidemost color is the same as the outside color. That way I know which yarn ball to pick up next. Hopefully that makes sense. Another way I could manage the color better is if I just wound them onto my ball winder, because it makes cakes, and then you could see down the middle of the cake like which color is last, assuming you're winding from the outside, assuming you're using the yarn from the outside. So yeah, I'm excited to finish these. I have been focusing a lot on this just because after completing this top, I completed it this week, I don't really have anything else I'm working on. So I've been working on these and then trying to figure out how to work this out. a stockinette tube is very easy and mindless, but I think I need to do a little more planning on future projects, which I'm excited about. And then the last thing that I wanted to share is a little bit of alpaca fleece that I picked up. A couple weeks ago, I went on the New Jersey Fiber Shed barn crawl, and that was 2 weekends ago. And I purchased this really beautiful alpaca fleece from, I have some of their handouts here, from Windy Farm Alpacas. They are a alpaca farm, obviously, in Chesterfield, New Jersey, which is like, if I remember correctly, it was like South Jersey-ish. They had a flock of a lot of alpacas. I want to say 25. And actually, when we went, there was one mama alpaca who had given birth like a couple hours earlier. And while we were on the pastures, she literally she was like giving birth to the placenta. It was very real. They kept a lot of alpacas on one side, and then a couple that were amenable to being fed elsewhere where we were. But I bought 2 4-ounce bags of Izzy. Izzy is the name of the alpaca. I think it's a he. Some of his 2022 skirted fleece. I don't think I'm going to spin this on its own. I have some plain fiber, some plain like wool. I think I have quite a bit of Corriedale. I think carding the Corriedale with the alpaca together would provide some more stability to the alpaca. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I would make with the yarn. So hopefully I will think of something and test it out. I just also got hand carders, so I'm still practicing. So maybe I will use some, not junkier wool, but less precious wool to practice with before I endeavor on this journey. But anyway, this is sort of I don't know, like a light brown, oatmeal, beige color. I think it's super pretty. I think I was told that 8 ounces total is a good place to start. I could do, let's see, if I did 8 ounces and if there's 75% yield, which I think is conservative, is underestimating when I washed it, and if there are bad bits, 75%. So then I have like 9 ounces. If I do like a 70-30, 70% wool, 30% alpaca, I should have plenty of fiber to make something big, even if I wanted to. So yeah, that's basically all I have. I wanted to make just a quick episode. Basically, I'm wearing my new top, which I'm excited about. It was a little bit hot today and I feel like I'm really gross, so I think I'm gonna wash it. And before I, washed it and blocked it and like let it dry and forgot, I figured I would put together a video, show you my recent progress. And then also this, kicks my butt a little bit to get my backlog of videos edited and uploaded. If you liked this video, please subscribe, give it a like. If you want, leave a comment. I would love to chat in the comments. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. If you celebrate Memorial Day, hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.